The Buddhas have an extraordinary mind. We cannot think of how a Buddha may or may not operate with our limited capacity and our projections of who or how or what we think they should or could not do or who they are. So it's very important to know that the Buddhas are way beyond our projection of who and what they are and what they can and cannot do. When we limit the Buddha's activities and the Buddha's work in a projected, narrow, limited, self-centric kind of view, then we limit their actual abilities from our side. We cannot limit their abilities from their side. They are beyond limits. But we can limit their abilities from our side, which would cut through our understanding of what they can do for all of us. Likewise, the Buddhas have many types of functions and emanations and different types of forms. There are many types of Buddhas, many colors, arms, accoutrements, crowns, eyes, legs, what they're stepping on, their background, standing up, sitting, male, female, fierce, peaceful, semi-wrathful, dark, light. You see, those are various emanations of their enlightened, skillful activity. And these Buddhas can do so many things for us with their various emanations. Now, with today's life, some people feel that life has become better, life has become longer, and life has become more stable. In the physical sense of the word, maybe, but the pollutants that can damage our body, that can hurt us, that can shorten our life, or that can kill us is much more. Cars, airplanes, much more than before. You know, toxic foods, preservatives, all types of colorings and all types of items that are put in our food can really harm our body. And even if we live a long life, but our minds are not at peace, and we're always unsettled, and we're always unhappy, and we create unhappiness with everybody around us, that's not considered a good, long, happy life. Now, there are many obstacles that can make us have a short life. In this life and previous lives, we have done many, 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 many types of actions that have harmed others, specifically related to the body. So therefore, when it's related to the body, when we do the karma that's related to the body, then the actions will come back to the body, whatever body we get. So all the actions that we've done in the past can come back when triggered to damage our body or shorten our life or make our life not as long as it can be. So what happens is that we have all these karmas, and the karmas are planted, and the karmas are within us, and the karmas are imprinted. But when it triggers is not known, and it could be any time. So any time our karma can be triggered, and we can experience the results of those karma. So therefore, we all have the karma to die, and we all will die, no matter who we are. But before we die, if we can get the most out of this life, if we can do the most with this life of purifying, collection of merits, gaining attainments, doing practice, doing charity, if we can do more with this life, then it will be worth our while to try to extend it. If we're going to do negative things with our life, then that's a different story. But if we're going to do positive things with our life, it's important that we make our life as long as possible so we can bring benefit to others. What am I saying? That people who don't do good things should die early? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for us to take rebirth again, and for us to get educated, meet the Dharma, learn, understand, and start all over again, it's a very long process. The process is very long. The process is very tedious. And it wasn't easy meeting up with the Dharma in this life. It was not easy to meet up with the Dharma in this life. It wasn't easy for us to come across the Dharma. It wasn't easy, and all the challenges we went through to get the Dharma, find a teacher, understand, put it in our mind, and take action. Think of what you went through from the time you were born until now when you met the Dharma. And even now when you met the Dharma, how much percentage of your life are you actually dedicating towards the Dharma? I mean, praying and chanting and making offerings and set up altars and doing some Dharma work, employed in Dharma, helping. That's all beautiful. That's all wonderful. But do those actions actually transform your mind? Do those actions really change your mind? Do those actions change your mind, your prediction, and therefore, hence, your destiny? It's good, but it wouldn't be enough. So therefore, to have a human life that has all the senses intact and the freedom of thinking and opportunity, meeting the Dharma, meeting our teacher, meeting a path that is profound and that is genuine and that is really, really a very difficult opportunity to come by. So when we believe that if you meet your teacher, you meet the Dharma, you meet the Buddha's teachings, and you come across a center, you come across Dharma brothers and sisters, and everybody's genuine, and your teacher's genuine, and your aspirations are genuine, we feel, according to the Lamrim, that it is as if a turtle, blind, came up once in the great ocean and put his blind-headed head through the yoke that was spinning constantly. That's the chance of someone meeting the Dharma in its perfect condition. If you say, I want to meet a boyfriend, I want to meet a girlfriend, I want to have fun, I want to eat, look, that's like in the ocean you have 100 million yolks and floating around, and a turtle can see, and they float up every day, and the chance for the head to go through that yolk is very easy, very simple. So my point is that for us to put our head through the yoke in a great ocean of samsara, and to put our head through the yoke, that blind turtle is very lucky. Hence, to increase our life, to do more Dharma, to gain attainments, to increase our life in order to control our life, and control our death, and control our future lives, is worth it. Hence, there are special practices, such as Je, Tse, Zinma. There are special practices such as Amitayas, Namgyalma, White Hiruka, Yellow Yamataka, and so on and so on, that with these practices well, you will purify the karma for accidental death, premature death, or death caused by your environment around you. And in some cases, through the collection of merits, it can even increase your life. Now, during a long life initiation of Lama Tsongkhapa, such as Jetsinzinma, or Amitayas, or Namgyalma, or any of these practices, when we take these initiations, we must make sure of our gurus. We must be sure of our teachers. We must be sure of who we're taking the initiation from. We don't say, oh, it's a big initiation, it's a big teacher, he's got a big name, he sits on a big throne, and guess what? Let's just go and take the initiation, and then later, through our wrong projections, through our wrong views, through people's gossip, we say, oh, that's not a good teacher, that's not a nice teacher, I don't like this teacher, goodbye, see you later. Then you know what? Whatever initiations you've taken from that teacher, it just goes down the tube. So before you take any initiation, long life or whatnot, you should make sure of your teacher. You should check your teacher. And likewise, the teacher must check you. The teacher must see you. And the teacher must understand you to make sure you will keep the teacher-student relationship strong, that you will do the practice, and you will commit towards the practice. Otherwise, just simply giving initiation to just anyone off the street, then there's no need for teacher and student to check each other. When there's no need to check each other, that's the beginning of the decline of Dharma in this Kali Yuga. So therefore, my point is that there are initiations that will benefit us, that will help us extend our lives. Now, in the near future, in Kichara House, I will be giving long life initiation. I am not saying to you that I am qualified to give, or that I am so attained, or I'm so wonderful, but I have received these initiations from my teacher, who are qualified, who are blessed, and who are without mistake. And so when they pass the initiation to me, and I receive their initiation from them, and receive their permission to give it to others, then on the basis of their permission, I feel I can pass down the blessings of the lineage Lama, my gurus and their gurus, down to everyone else through these initiations. So I will be selecting some students who I feel will benefit, that it will help them extend their lives for this initiation. Which initiation, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking between Je Tetsenma and Amitayas. So I'm not sure which one yet. I don't know which initiation I want to give yet, because they're both very effective, but I want to give the one that's simpler to everyone for obvious reasons, because I don't want this long life initiation practice to be your main practice. I want it to be a subsidiary practice, a practice that you do on the side to support your main practice. So what happens is Amitayas and Jetsinzima both are very effective. During the initiation, you will take body, speech, and mind initiation of the deity. You will also receive long life pill to eat and a long life nectar to drink. And there are visualizations that come along with this practice. So when you do the visualization, when you take the item and you drink it, and you have full confidence in either Jetsongkapa, Jetsensema, or Amitayas, it will definitely increase your life. And once the propensity to increase your life is planted in your mind stream, if you do the practice every single day, sadhana or mantra or offerings, it will generate the merit specifically to increase your life. So if you're very sick, if you have a very serious disease, you can use this as part of the healing process, so that whatever you do, checkups, medication, medical procedures, it will become more effective. Why? Medical procedures is a method to help you, but it is an extension of whether your karma can be stopped or not. If your karma cannot be stopped, your medical procedure will not be effective. Similarly, if you do these practices and you remove the causes for early death or sudden death or premature death, then when you do these medical practices, the medical practices will be even more effective. All right? So this practice is not a substitute for medical attention if we're very sick, but it will help you in backing up your medical process. So therefore, there are people in the center who are ill. There are people in the center who are elderly and senior. There are people in the center who are not well. And I would very much like to gather them together to give them this initiation. And my motivation is for their sickness to become healed and their life to be extended. So during the initiation, you get body, speech, and mind initiations. You receive the initiation of the nectar pill, the long life pill, and the initiation of the long life Dutsi or nectar. And then during the initiation, you have to take the bodhisattva vows. Then you also have to take a vow of being loyal and very firm and very faithful towards your guru, because it is the basis of your guru that gave you the initiation. So hence, if during the practice you have total commitment and loyalty to your guru, you will have results from the initiation. All right? I will make an announcement soon to those people who will be attending the initiation. And the commitment is this. For Lama Tsongkhapa and Amitayas, either one, all right? One day before the initiation, no alcohol, no meat, no eggs, no garlic, no onion. If you can avoid, it's very, very good. And also when you come for the initiation, make sure your body is very clean. You've washed, make sure your clothes is clean, and you dress very simple. And you come to the initiation with the motivation of, I wish to take this initiation and take the commitments so that I can extend my life, so that I can make it useful or more useful in order to be a benefit to others. Therefore, I wish to take this initiation. I wish to take on this practice. There's a few other practices I wish to pass to people in the center this year that are more higher tantric practice in nature, which I won't talk about right now, but that will eventually lead to Vajrayogini's practice. But for now, I gave you a little explanation of the long life initiation and what it's about and why I want to do it. After the initiation, you may or may not have an image of the deity. You may or may not set up an altar. It's up to you. But what's important is, if you can, lessen and stop eating meat after the initiation. This is not a requirement, but in lower tantra, it is a suggestion that if we can avoid these, it'll be very, very good. And after the initiation, to have very strong trust and reliance and relationship with your teacher. Your relationship with your teacher must be very good, and then the effect of the initiation will be even more powerful as time goes on. And on top of that, after the initiation, you may or may not recite the mantra and do the sadhana. That will be up to you. I will not make it a commitment, but I will suggest during the initiation to do the mantra and the sadhana. And if you're very ill, it will be very good to do the sadhana completely every single day. Now, before the initiation, you don't think, oh, well, after the initiation, I'll be goody, goody, goody. After the initiation, I'll be nice. After the initiation, I'll be pure. I won't lie. I won't steal. I'll do my work well. No. You see, you need to train yourself before initiation to be qualified for it. If after the initiation and you're not qualified, you'll break your commitments. You'll break your words of honor. You'll break your tantric commitments. You'll break your promise. You'll break your bodhisattva vows. What's the point? For example, if you're not supposed to lie and you start now stopping yourself from lying, then by the time you receive the initiation, you don't lie. Then when you take the commitments, you don't lie. It's very easy to hold the vows. It's very easy to receive the results of the initiation. If you say, oh, well, I'm going to lie until I receive the initiation, and right after that, I'm going to stop, the chances are hard. It's like going cold turkey. It's like stopping drinking or smoking. Cold turkey, very hard. And the habits might come back. So it's not doing negative actions is a gradual process. It's a re-education. It's a review of what is good and bad for us. So therefore, how do you prepare for the initiation? You prepare for the initiation by psychologically taking on the vows of the bodhisattva vows, meaning you don't actually do it. Psychologically, you look over the bodhisattva vows, you review it. We have it in the center, and you start familiarizing yourself with it. All right? That'll be very, very important. After the initiation, when you receive it, for it to be very effective, and it will be very effective if you do it. Keep your commitments. Very, very important. Now, that's what I wanted to share tonight on taking long life deity as a practice. Along with that, if someone is suffering severe illness, someone is suffering signs of death like dreams and all that, along with that, what's very important is this, is we also create as many statues as we can to share with others. Creating Buddha statues purifies the karma of our body. If we can afford it, we can make tatas. In KSA, Kichara Saraswati Arts Department, you can go there and commission and pay for clay and all that. They'll teach you how to make tatas. Before you do the tata, you do the King of Prayers. You make sure your hands are clean. You do a good motivation that you purify your negative body karma, and then you make tatas. When you finish with the tatas, you make a dedication with the King of Prayers again. Along with that, release life. Release fish, birds, animals. Don't eat meat. Release life as much as possible after that. Along with that, one can make circumambulations. along with your long life practices, one could do prostrations, full length. Learn how to do the prostrations well. Prostrations is one of the most powerful ways to purify one's body karma. So do the prostrations well to support your long life practices. Along with that, help charities that help sick people, that help hungry people. And Cancer, she told me last time, build roads. Of course, we can't build roads, but in Tibet, that's what they did to increase life. So therefore, these are things you can do. These are things you can do. And you can also do Amitaya's practice or Je Tsenzima's practice, Tsongkhapa's long life practice. Je Tsenziма is Tsongkhapa's long life practice. You can even do it and dedicate it to a loved one, to someone that you care about, somebody you're worried about. You can do these practices for them, whether they believe it or not. So hence, tonight I talked about long life practices and what you should do together with it. If you want to go a higher level, then according to the tantric texts, such as the 50 verses of Guru Devotion by Ashvagosha, if we clean our Guru's abode, if we wash our Guru's clothes, if we wash our Guru's room, house, living area, yard, if we take care of our Guru and we believe him to be Vajrasattva, we believe him to be the tantric deity, Amitayas or Lama Tsongkhapa, doesn't matter, and we have that firm visualization, then very clear signs can come from doing that kind of service. So one of the most powerful ways to purify our karma, according to our tradition, is cleaning the abode or the body or the possessions of one's teacher with the right motivation. Therefore, people who work in the lajang or who have the can go and work in the lajang. Example, last time I used to work in my teacher's lajang. I used to cut the grass. I used to wash the clothes. I used to clean and sweep. And I did this for years. And I did it not for payment. I didn't do it as a job. I didn't do it to get something back. I did it because it's my Guru's abode. And I visualized my Guru as Hiruka. And I would go and clean his abode in order to purify my own physical karma. Why? Cleaning a place means removing dirt. When you're removing dirt from a place that you consider sanctified, such as your Guru's abode, then you create the karma to remove the dirt from yourself, from your body, from your speech, from your mind. So cleaning the Guru's abode, taking care of the teacher, taking care of the master, if you have that chance, is a wonderful way of purifying one's negative karma. One should never see that as dharma work. If one sees that as work, then the merit factor is gone. That means if you are going to clean your teacher's house, you're going to clean your teacher's yard, and you say, oh, it's work, you do it. No, I can't do it. You do it. Oh, no, I'm too tired. If you start talking like that and you degrade the work down to work, then it becomes just work. It becomes just a salary. It becomes just exercise. But if you do it wholeheartedly, with faith, with confidence, with sanctity, with respect, then cleaning your Guru's abode becomes a very powerful dharma practice. All right? I'm not telling you all to go and clean your Guru's houses. I'm just explaining to you how these practices exist, especially in the tantric path. Okay? So, I'll play this video in the center, and for my students and friends, and for people who are far away, you can also learn from this in relations to your teacher. Good night and thank you.